Welcome back to the Vintage Firearm Series. In this episode, we'll be going back to 1950 through mid-run or a little later than mid-run of the Model 74 by Winchester. It was a semi-automatic 22. Started out in 1939. I had a 1941 variant at one time. It was problematic, so I got rid of it. But when this one came up, I was reluctant to buy it because of the fact of my negative experience with the 22 short I had from 1941. This, as I stated earlier, was a 1950 and it's a LR, a long rifle. So the one thing about this one that you just have to look at and admire right away is the quality of the condition of this firearm. We're going to start off with the checkering, and it's sharp and crisp and quite original. That's where you load it, in case you're wondering. And this is the tube feeder, very unique. There were some during that time like this, but the majority of tube feeders come from here, up on the top, and you release them. So let's kind of read what this is about. We're going to read everything that's on it. I might also point out that again, I bring it up sometimes and I'm not absolutely sure. You can see it every time, but the imprinting on the barrel is very crisp. Always an excellent sign. It's usually a sign that has not been refinished and or overly used. Okay, so it says made in New Haven, Connecticut. That really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. And it's kind of funny, it says US of A. Winchester trademark, model 74, 22L rifle. Okay, the metal on this is, I would call, in exceptional condition. Almost perfect. Now you have a safe up here. If these ever do jam, do not touch this. It's like the worst thing you can do. So this one here, I do not remember it jamming on me at all. It just depends on, I don't know, perhaps how much they're worn or other factors. It could have been that I was shooting shorts out of it. And I generally have when I shoot shorts, I just stock subsonic because they're so quiet. If you're going to shoot a short, you might as well shoot a subsonic. That's the way I'm thinking. 710 feet per second, and it makes more noise hitting the target than it usually does coming out of a rifle. When you're talking about the amount of noise coming out of a rifle, though, I'm going to be doing something in a series that's going to show the difference in the amount of noise, and sometimes a camera may correct for some of this, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll find out, because it can make a difference how much noise that a gun can make just on the design of the gun. Big difference. So in any case, we have a adjustable rear sight, the front sight, appears also to be adjustable. The finish throughout all of it, as I've mentioned, is like perfect. I picked this up in a series of 4 or 5 guns off a gentleman who I've spoke about before. He was losing his eyesight and he was giving up his guns. Very sad, I think, really. Okay, and he had taken marvelous care of this gun, obviously, phenomenal. And I suspect he had had it since 1950. The other one, I think, was 1953 or something. So right in that area. So as I mentioned earlier, you have I think it's unusual, a safety up here. That's fire, of course, and that's safety. Again, if it jams for any reason, you never alter that. You never touch that. Okay, so you just keep it on fire, and it sounds counterproductive that you would keep a gun without putting it on safe that is jammed, and you're going to take it in to have it repaired or something like that. But that's what you got to do. Just a thought. Okay, so I think we're all set to go outside. Winchester made a series of 22s that it was extensive, starting right with certainly going back to John Browning's gun of 1885. So they were very big into 22s. In fact, as you had marksmanship competitions and things of that were starting up at around 1870, 1880, something like that. So that was a real big hobby, and it's a fantastic size as far as the caliber, just to go out and shoot and have a little fun with. But in any case, let's step outside. Let's take some shots out there. I think we'll try at about a 70-foot range today and see what we can do. Okay? Well, let's go outside. Okay, so here we are this morning, getting ready to go ahead and do the shooting part of the video. I've got a fresh target. I'm going to run down, take care of that, and we'll be all set with that part of it. Okay, so we're back now. Let's go ahead and load up. Now this is a tube feeder, but it's a little bit different. So we're going to make sure that want to make sure it's running correctly. I believe that was 14. That sounds like it's pretty full. This is still during the time when they had metal buttstocks. Everything was built pretty nice, to be candid. Okay, we are going to chamber the first shot. Good. Take it off safe, and let's let the festivities begin. Well, obviously we've got open sights here. We're at, I don't know, about 70, 75 feet. I have not sighted it or anything. Oops. Let's see what we got. Okay. One got caught, and it's the last one anyways. We'll put it back on safe, and we'll go down and bring it the target back and see just how we did. Okay, so we can see from the target, here are our shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I don't know, thought there was a couple more than that. Oh, this is a double. You can see it's a little wide. So that's about right. So elevation, I'd say, was pretty good. Those were rapid succession shots. I really wasn't trying to get too carried away with it. But we can see that it's gone to the right. So the easiest way to correct that would be through the front sight in this model. We would just tap it. I'm not going to bother because you could leave some marks on it and stuff. But if you tap it, then you could correct that fairly easily. It's not set up for a scope. Maybe it sort of is. It's got some screw holes up there that you could do it. Doesn't have a rail thing on it. So let's go ahead. Let's go back inside and we'll recap on everything. Okay, so here we are back inside again. Let's go ahead and talk about the gun and also run a snake through it. It's always difficult in certain designs of 22s to go ahead and let me just check something out here. Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't looking at an unspent 22 in there. I saw something in there. It was just the rod. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see if we can get this down in there. Always tricky to get these in or get them started more than anything else, I think. Okay, now that we got it through, okay. Pick that up later. Let's see what we're going to see, which one we'll use today. Both of these lights work well under different situations. Design of the gun makes it difficult, so we'll see. I think that looks pretty good. I can't actually see it too well unless not at that angle. So I have to come and pretty cool. I don't think this gun came with a lot of rifling. So, okay, So just checking to make sure it's still unsafe, okay? When you're messing with it, moving things around, sometimes it can get knocked off safe. Even so, I know this is completely empty of ammo. So what we have here is a gun that is pretty old, but still quite functional. I did have one not fire. I cannot be certain that that's not the wasn't the ammo's fault. And I also had one that didn't eject properly. It was the last shot. So quite possibly that could have been something to do with the feeding system. I don't really know. It wasn't terribly difficult to clear it. I just had to open it, tilt it sideways, and the spent shell fell right out. So overall, I would say it performed very well. It's been set up and it's been ready for another day. Well, I think it's kind of fantastic. This is, oh my gosh, I think this is going to be the 31st video and 30 of them all in a row. I haven't missed a day. I am going to have to break it up a little bit coming forward, but maybe not for a while, so we'll see. I have to go out on business, but when I'm on business, I'm going to be traveling through some areas. And it might be kind of interesting. I've got a couple of places I want to go. And so some gun research and stuff. I'll be doing business, but also a bit of the hobby in there as well. And knowing me, I'll pick up some guns along the way because that's what I do. So until tomorrow, or very, very soon, I'll let you go for now. See ya. Bye-bye.